Hi everyone, welcome back to my channel, and today we're going to be diving deep into about your future spouse. Who is your future spouse? When and how you're going to meet your future spouse. So there are two parts to this video. The first part is all about the tarot card reading, and the second part 2, is going to be about the oracle card reading. So very simple. All you have to do is just scroll down and click on the timestamp to part 1 or part 2. And for this part 1, you're just going to have to choose the group, all the groups that you feel the most drawn to. And let's get right into this. So let's find out about your future spouse. So for our group number 1, we have our Monet Renaissance card and the rose quartz. Let's take a look at the stone to have more of a deeper, closer look at this, to get more intuition about which group you feel the most drawn to. For our group number 2, we have Waite Tarot deck with the lapis lazuli. Take a look at it up close. Feel the energy so that you can pick the right group better. And for our group number 3, we have the Waite Tarot deck with the yellow calcite. Again, let's take a look at this up close. Alright, pause this video if you need to, or I will give you a few moments of meditation so you can really pick and choose the group, all the groups that you feel the most drawn to, and scroll down, and I will see you at the click of the timestamps of your group. Okay, welcome group number 1. If you chose this group, this is your reading for all about your spouse, future spouse. So this is rose quartz, and it's all about having that clear communication, all about healing energy, and all about being kind to yourself, and all about your heart being healed. So you might relate to this stone because of those reasons, or maybe you were just drawn to this deck. So let's find out about your future spouse. Alright, so your future spouse is someone who is very much of an inward person, not in an introverted way. This person may be introverted, but they're not necessarily like the real introvert, you know. They do gain some energy from being alone, but they really need that time to themselves to figure out what kind of person they are. So this person is a deep thinker. Group number 1, your future spouse is someone who has a lot of wisdom inside them, and when you talk to them, you know that they pick and choose their words wisely. They don't just just blurt. They don't just blurt it out when they have something to say. So you can make sure that this person is someone who is really afraid to hurt you through like words. So I can sort of like feel the energy. This future spouse sort of love language can be words of affirmation, group number 1. So group number 1, if your love language is also words of affirmation, then that means that your future spouse and you share the same love language. To yourselves. Alright, so we know this. This person your future spouse has a big debt to them because they have gone through a lot of sufferings. They are resilient, and they have gone through that suffering, heartbreaks, and griefs, but they can be a bit of an isolating beings, which means that they tend to isolate themselves from others when they feel something bad. So they might be the ones not to talk about their feelings out loud. Group number 1, maybe they're so independent that They feel as though this problem is not other people's problems, but for their own to solve. So they trust themselves a lot, group number one, but they don't really trust others, that others are willing to listen to them, or that others are willing to have the same sort of insights that come from the self-reflection. So your future spouse, group number one, thinks that their own self-reflection is more insightful than other people's inputs, right? So this person is very much independent, and this person just deals with things on their own. Okay, so this person has probably been through some sort of toxic relationships in the past, and I can see that your future spouse has suffered a lot of toxic relationships that they did not deserve to be in. So they got taken advantage of in the past, and I can see that this is coming from being so naive in the past that they got taken advantage of. That doesn't mean that being naive is a bad thing, but for group number one, your future spouse is definitely someone who has matured from the hard life lessons. Or I can see that this person, your future spouse, may have had toxic family members who deal with addictions like alcohol addiction or drug addictions, or just sort of like people around them have bad habits, group number one. And because of that, they have suffered a lot as well, group number one. And perhaps your future spouse also has been like having had a lot of high expectations of the people around them, right? But they were later just felt disappointed afterwards. So I think that they have given a lot of people benefits of their doubts more than they needed to give to other people. And because of that, they have learned, they have matured, and maybe this is why the hermit energy is so big, because like they have developed this hermit energy as a self-defense mechanism and sort of like the survival way in order to get out of and deal with these sort of situations and people. Knight of Wands. All right, so your future spouse, group number one, they like to go for it. They are the people who don't talk cheap. They will walk the talk. They will not just talk, they will just do the actions as well. So group number one, if you're the type of person who really values seeing actions over words, then your future spouse is the one for you, because this future spouse, your future spouse, is someone who really shows their efforts, their love through actions. They don't just talk, oh, I'm gonna get roses for you, oh, I'm gonna give you a house, I'm gonna give you this or that, and then later they don't do anything. They don't follow up on any of the promises. That is not your future spouse, group number one. Your future spouse is someone who really does the actions that they say they will do. They are the men of their words, men and women of their words. So you can really count on them, and you can really rely on them. Even when you're having a hard time, you will always know that they're going to be there for you, and you know that they're so mature, you know that they're so understanding, and you know that because of their life experiences, they have developed perceptiveness, that you know that this person is not going to leave when things get hard a bit, like distance, right? It doesn't have to be your compatibility problems, it can be literal distance. So when things get hard a bit, they're not going to just leave you out there. They're going to take the actions and come and see you 2 or 3 times a week, and then you'll come back together after long distance, for example. So they will put in the work that they need to when you're in a relationship with them. So you're not going to have to worry about inconsistencies and people breaking their promises with your future spouse, group number one. Okay, that is wonderful. Okay, so group number one, your future spouse is someone who really wants stability in their lives. So they are the type of person who will definitely date to marry. They will think of long term, and they know what they want, and they have that stability, like they're more stable than they sort of like display themselves to be. They are humble, which means they tell you maybe not like they're not lying, but they will say something like, okay, I make like 3 figures, when in reality they're making like 6 figures, for example. So they're not really lying, but they're sort of like being humble, and they're also sort of testing the waters to see that if the right people are going to stay with them or not, because of the past disappointments that they faced and the past trauma and the past wounds that they've had, because they dealt with so many wrong people, right? Group number 1. So because of that, they are going to downplay their stability, but they are definitely the people that you can stay with long term. Of course, it is your future spouse. So yeah, they are people who are already stable in their own types of financial world and their job as well. Yeah, they're very, very hardworking, and they are consistent, and they're into sort of like self-development as well, group number 1. So for example, think about people who like to go hiking, think about people who like to develop new skills, and they are consistent at those. Like they want to learn coding, or they want to learn something, they start a business and they always try to finish that project. They never leave it unfinished. They are very dedicated, and when you are in a relationship with your future spouse, they are going to give everything that they have. They're not just going to be half-assing, group number 1. They're going to give it like total commitment, and they're going to bring the passion that they have for you, and they're just people that you can really like grow together with, group number 1. So they are the type of people, your future spouse is the type of people who will encourage you to grow as well as a person, who will always encourage you to be better. And it can be like just you watching your future spouse, right? For example, if you're watching your future spouse being so hardworking, being so consistent, and being so motivated, and being so outgoing, or doing their things, and group number 1, you're going to feel so inspired by that passion, that dedication they have towards their life as well, that you will be sort of encouraged automatically just from watching your future spouse. You're going to want to develop as well. You're going to want to grow as a person as well, because your future spouse is such a good example to follow, right? So group number 1, that is wonderful. So let's see what we need to hear more about it. 10 of Wands. So your future spouse is definitely the person who is very, very independent, group number 1, that they tend to sort of like take on the burden on themselves only. So remember, group number 1, when you are with your future spouse, you want to make sure that your future spouse knows that you are there for them as well, and that the burden that they have can be shared with you as well, group number 1, because your future spouse is the person who is so independent that they don't really trust people to do the work for them. But group number 1, once you try and help them realize that life is not such a lonely place, and that you can count on people to your future spouse, then I can see your relationships developing as well. So yeah, your future spouse do have the tendency to take on too much responsibilities at a time all to themselves. So be careful to balance it out as well, group number 1. All right. So Justice. Okay, so group number 1, when you meet your future spouse, you're going to be so clear that this is your future spouse. So when you meet someone, you will know instantly that, okay, this is the person that I'm going to marry. That is the feeling you will get as soon as you meet your future spouse, because this person just has everything that, that you want in your future spouse, in your life partner, group number 1. So you're going to be like, yeah, this is the one. And it can take time to realize this, of course. You might need to get to know your future spouse maybe like on date 5 or 6 in order to really realize and get the clarity that this is the one. But either way, you're going to be super clear that this person is your person, and this person is the person you can spend your lifetime with, group number 1. That is wonderful. All right, so let's get into a bit more details about you and your future spouse compatibility. I want to know, using this romance oracle card. Let's see. Honeymoon. Enjoy the bliss of holiday time together. So this is telling you that at the start of the relationship, you're going to, of course, be so smitten with each other. And I can get the energy that your future spouse is going to be abandoning his work for a while, his responsibilities for a while, when you're dating, when you're together for the first time, which is actually good because your future spouse does take on a lot of responsibilities, so they might need to break from that. So yeah, try to enjoy it and really make sure that you and your future spouse are having the best time of your lives in the first stages of your relationships. Time apart from your partner is on the horizon, all right? So this is an indicator that either you or your future spouse is going to separate with their current partners. And this is a very great sign because, again, right, we all have the right timing, and the right timing is when after we have already separated from the wrong people. So, and this card, oracle card, also tells me that your future spouse and you probably haven't met yet, and even if you have met, you're probably in the wrong relationships currently. All right, so this is the end of part 1, group number 1. Go to part 2 and choose the oracle card. Choose the oracle card groups again in order to find out more details about your future spouse, how and when you will meet, and everything else that you might need to know. And I will see you in part 2, and part 2 and the groups of your part 2. All right, thank you for watching. Make sure to like and subscribe as well. Welcome group number 2. If you chose this group, this is your reading to know about your future spouse. All about everything that you might be curious about your future spouse is here. So this is the stone lapis lazuli, and it is about wisdom, truth, and inner peace. And maybe it is the quality you possess, or your future spouse possess, or maybe it's what you're searching to develop nowadays. Regardless, let's get started and let's get to know a bit about your future spouse, shall we? Group number 2. Okay, so tell me about your future spouse, group number 2. Okay, your future spouse. He or she is a person who is very hardworking, and they are fixated on the things that they do, and they might be a bit of a workaholic, group number 2. I will keep it real, but at the same time, this is a quality that represents someone who is committed, someone who takes things seriously, and someone who knows how to appreciate and value their own time, so that they know where to spend their time and efforts on the right thing, on the things that they value. So yeah, this is your future spouse quality so far. And your future spouse is very intuitive. And I can see that this card represents your energy as well, group number 2. So you might also be the person who is also intuitive. So I can see that both your future spouse and you are both intuitives, right? So when you meet your future spouse, you're going to sort of connect on an intuitive level. So for example, you know how some people just get it, you say something and they get it. and you know that you get them as well. So that is the feeling that your future spouse is going to have with you together. This is the relationship dynamic I see between you. So you're both going to understand each other intuitively, so much so that it feels as though it is like you've known each other since past life, group number 2. And this High Priestess card tells me that your future spouse and you both value justice. You both value the people, like being fair, you know, being fair, right, and those kind of moral values. You both agree on the moral values. You share the same moral values is what I can see. That's good. And also be sure that there are some people who are getting away with your kindness or your future spouse kindness, group number 2. So a lot of people realize that group number 2, your future spouse, is very like hardworking and very, you know, reliable. And at the same time, they are intuitive and they are book smart and they are also street smart, but they're a little bit less street smart than book smart, group number 2. So sometimes people may take advantage of them, you know, by, you know, taking advantage of their kindness or taking advantage of them being focused on their own lives and not focused on something else. So let me explain. So for example, your future spouse may have been working so hard, and then some people might come to them and ask money for investing, you know, and your future spouse is just going to give them the money because, you know, they're focused on their job, so they don't care about this money and investment that they make. But then other people might take advantage of them, giving money so easily that they might come back for more. And by lying like, oh, this investment is going so well, you know, something like that. So be careful that your future spouse may be vulnerable to these types of scammers, like this situation, you know. And also this card tells me that you or your future spouse, but I can tell that this energy is a bit more of your energy, group number 2. So I can see that one of you is feeling very like down and about like a lot of things are stressing you out, group number 2. And I can see that it has to do a bit with the people around you. It is more of like being betrayed, and it is more of like having this anxiety, that pain in the chest that you can't really get rid of easily, group number 2. So this can be an indicator, group number 2, that you are going through a heartbreak and that you might meet your future spouse after you have gone through this heartbreak, group number 2. Yeah. So this Emperor energy is your future spouse energy for sure. Your future spouse is going to be a person who knows how to take charge and the person who knows how to work hard. So your future spouse is a planner, okay? Your future spouse is not someone who sort of like is very spontaneous. Your future spouse is someone who likes to have plans. They like to plan long-term life goals as well. And they also like that other people follow them. They don't really like to follow the crowd, as to say group number 2. They really like to follow their own head and what they think is right. Okay? And if they don't care about something, then they don't show up at all. And sometimes like they don't even count their losses, group number 2. So I can sense your future spouse, group number 2, is sort of like the bigger person in every type of situation, you know. Even if somebody lies to them or scams money from them, they just shrug it off like, oh, all right, then I will not be in touch with them anymore, then period, finished. So your future spouse is very decisive on that. So your future spouse is very good at setting boundaries, and of course they might be naive and fall for some of the scams and lies, but at the end of the day, with the Emperor energy, they know how to take control back into their own lives. Wow. So group number 2, I can see that the life that you and your future spouse has together will be a happy one, a very stable one as well. The marriage, sort of like the relationship, will bring not only people around you together, but a lot of your family together as well, a lot of your old family, a lot of your even far distance relatives like great grandmother, grandmother, grandfather, pets, children, niece, nephews, you know. I can see a lot of gatherings, and I can see that group number 2, your future spouse or you definitely have a big family. I'm getting a lot of energy because this is a general reading, so I'm just going to tell you everything that I get the energy from. So yeah, this can be indicator that you have a big family or your future spouse has a big family. Okay, and it's going to be a very like community type of feeling. When you meet your future spouse, you just feel welcomed into his or her relationship, into his or her family and close friends, and your future spouse is not afraid to show you off. Group number 2, your future spouse is always ready to tell how amazing you are, and they are going to work hard towards the stable goals that you want to have together. So if you want to have a child, your future spouse and you are going to have the intuition of the exact age that you both want to have children, for example, right? You both sort of like agree and have the same values and views on a lot of like important things when it comes to marriage and long-term things. Okay, so this one, it is a warning card that your future spouse may have some sort of people who are going to bring drama into their lives. Okay, your future spouse is someone who is so very calm, but you know, like how sometimes when people see someone who are better off, they just want to make it go away. You know, a lot of jealous people are going to take a lot of things away from the people who they think is happy. So unhappy people are going to make the happy people miserable, right? Because that is the default setting for some people. So I can see that your future spouse has definitely some, you know, haters around them who really want to bring drama into their lives. It can be an ex-partner, someone who is a bit toxic from their past relationships, group number 2. So be aware of this person who might be interfering with your soulmate connection, group number 2. And this Empress card is definitely talking about you, group number 2. It is about the feeling of bringing the feminine energy. It is about having the kind atmosphere, having the emotional softness. So group number 2, you definitely bring in a lot of soft feminine energy to the relationship with your future spouse, and your future spouse really love and appreciates this side of you, group number 2. So you know, like how Emperor and Empress is like a couple in the tarot, right? They're almost the, you know, two together set. And you and your future spouse are exactly like this. So you are definitely soulmates, and you are definitely sort of like twin flames as well. You are going to feel that intuitively, definitely, like you both complement each other as soon as you meet this person, and as soon as you get to know your future spouse, you're going to be like, wow, you really complement me, you know, and you're going to admire each other's complementary traits of each other. And Page of Cups. Okay, so this is an indicator that your future spouse is going to be the one to take the first step, and it is going to be a one that is so romantic and one that makes you feel like a teenager again. Your future spouse is going to be so romantic, and they are going to be so direct, and they're going to be so sure about you that you're like, wow, that's amazing, because you have been in so many situationships, perhaps group number 2, and you're so done with people not knowing your value, but your future spouse is going to know your value instantly, and he or she is going to offer like, okay, let's go on a date. There is no doubts in the back of their minds, in your future spouse back of mind. Group number 2, that is just wonderful. And also group number 2, one thing that you need to know is that your future spouse and you definitely do share a lot of the complementary traits, and at the same time you definitely do share a lot of like people in your lives who are trying to bring drama, so you need to be careful of that. Group number 2. All right, what else do we need to know about your future spouse? Okay, so your future spouse definitely has some sort of like, feeling that they're not doing enough in their lives, and it's why they work so hard, because they're insecure about the things that they have in their lives. They want to provide more stable life for you, group number 2, but they feel that what they have is not stable enough for you. So yeah, this is a warning card as well, and not really like warning card, but it is something that is going on in your future spouse back of mind for sure. All right, so let's find out about your future spouse, what can be your compatibility, and all of those good stuff. Engagement, that's right. So you're going to, this card is an indicator that you are definitely going to get engaged very much, like a bit sooner than you realize in your relationship. That's why you're like, wow, I cannot really like believe that it's happening. So flirt. So just extend your flirting energy, group number 2. I don't have anything more to say about this card because it is so straightforward, Forgiving and learning. As you release and heal the past, you experience more love in your present moments. All right, so this is an oracle card that can be related to you, group number 2. So you need to heal the past. This is you, I've mentioned. You need to heal the past and forgive those people who have done you wrong in the past, okay? Because just, realizing that, all right, we were with the wrong people, and the past wounds are ones that those people cannot heal, but only ourselves can heal. And just take in the lessons instead of like holding on to grudge against them. Then in that case, just forgive and learn to move forward to your future spouse. So that is for the part 1 of your reading, group number 2. So for the part 2, you have to choose again. So go to part 2, choose your group or groups again, and I will see you at the click of the timestamp for your part 2 readings. And I hope that you enjoyed your part 1 reading. If you did, like and subscribe. I'm trying to grow my channel, so that will be so much appreciated. And thanks for watching, and I will see you soon. Welcome group number 3. If you chose this group, this is your reading to know about your future spouse. This is part 1, and for the part 2, you just have to go to part 2, pick your group or groups again, and I will see you at the click of the timestamp of your group for the part 2 as well. So let's get started for the part 1. So you chose the stone, it is the yellow calcite. It has to do with like self-confidence and creativity. So perhaps you have been lacking, or you just want to cultivate and boost those energy more. Regardless, let's find out about your future spouse, shall we? Group number 3. I love it that your spirit guides are so energetic. Queen of Pentacles tells me that your future spouse is someone who is very soft, who is very kind, who is very careful, and who is someone who knows how to value things, okay? Someone who knows how to value people. They know and they see the good in people. And they are the people who will not abandon other people so easily. They are the people who give people benefits of the doubts. So they are the people who will really like try to bring out the good in you. Even if you believe that you're a bad person, they're going to bring out the good in you. And they know how to see good in people, that they have a wide range of people who truly value them as well back. And they are the people who are already stable mentally and they are stable financially as well. They know how to get things done, and they also feel very like content so far with their lives, and they're just very kind. That is the feeling I get, group number 1. It's so wonderful. And I want to know, let's see what we need to know about your future spouse. So strength. So your future spouse is someone who is very resilient. They have been through a lot, but they know how to be kind still to other people around them. So for example, there are like 2 types of people, right? Generally speaking, people who hurt other people because they are hurt. And number 2, people who try their best not to hurt other people. So your person, group number 3. Your future spouse is someone who really tries their best not to hurt the people around them just because they were hurt. And because they were hurt before, they don't want people around them to feel hurt again, group number 3. So that is the energy that I get from your future spouse. They know the power of forgiveness, group number 3. They know how to forgive people. They know how to let go of things. And especially like when you have sort of like arguments with them, your person, group number 3, is the person who can let go of their own ego in order to really listen and come to an agreement or a compromise, right? So they really know how to like see things from a very bigger perspective. So yeah, group number 3, I can see your future spouse is super emotionally developed, mature, and very kind deep down as well. I just feel the energy that your future spouse is very kind. And you can just feel it, when someone is very kind. Oh, okay, that's so wonderful. Future group number 3. Your future spouse is someone who is going to heal your inner child. That is so wonderful. So you know how when you're around a very good person, you just feel very, very like you're not being judged, So you are not afraid to show the parts of yourself that seem a bit silly, like your inner child part of person. So your future spouse is going to heal that inner child by bringing out that inner child in you, group number 3, and giving you the love that you didn't really feel when you were a child. So yeah, your future spouse is going to heal the things that they didn't even break. So that's so beautiful. My gosh, that is definitely like a soulmate connection that I can sense already. So yeah, your future spouse is going to make you feel like being silly and parts of yourself that you hide, group number 3, you don't have to hide anymore when you're with your future spouse. Your future spouse will just accept it and accept you, and then you will both be silly together, being children together, and sort of like playing a lot, Being playful is what I can see with your future spouse for sure, group number 3. So beautiful. Oof. And your future spouse is going to give you the love that is fresh and that is just healthy, And very healthy. They will sing songs for you. They will write poems for you. And they will do like, bring home roses, flowers without you really asking. And they will celebrate your success with you. And they know how to make you feel pleasure. And they know how to just appreciate you, They are the people who sort of practice gratitude and mindfulness, So they really know how to show that appreciation towards you, group number 3. So yeah, I can see such wonderful connection, group number 3. And as I'm doing this reading, it's raining outside, so it's giving energy that your relationship with your future spouse, group number 3, is going to be the one that is super, taking away all the negative energy, washing away the negative energy, So it's like healing energy is what I see, group number 3, with your future spouse. All right, let's see what else we have to know. Okay, so group number 3, you might have felt like you have been feeling so trapped, traumatized, or that like you cannot move forward in your life. And you know, your future spouse is going to come into your life and give you that love that you didn't know that you could get before. So your guides are telling you that your days of worries and everything is going to be over soon, because your future spouse is going to come into your life and show you what real love is, you know. You have been with so many wrong relationships. So group number 2, you have been feeling as though, is there going to be a person who is going to love me for who I am? And your future spouse is going to come in and say, yes, of course, and it's me. Wonderful. Okay, up, so many energies coming. Group number 3, you have so much energy. So your spiritual guides are telling you that your future spouse is going to, of course, celebrate their victories with you. They're going to share happy moments with you. They're going to celebrate the parts of you that you didn't know could be so lovable, you know? And they are going to make you feel like, you know, you got the person who is your cheerleader. So your future spouse is definitely going to be your cheerleader. All right. Wonderful. So your future spouse just really love to express their feelings for you, and in a very passionate way as well. They're so clear that they want you, so you will have no doubts when you see your future spouse, group number 3. That's so lovely. Okay, and group number 3, let's find out about your compatibility and everything that you might need to know about your future spouse. Okay, playfulness. What did I just say? That you will be doing a lot of play together, you know, like playing and letting your inner child come out and really enjoy it without judgment. So I can see that, you know, group number 3, you're just going to have a very healthy, accepting, loving, caring relationship with your future spouse. That is for sure. I love it. Okay, let's see what else we have. La la la. Let go of control issues. All right. So when it comes to strength, you see, strength has to do with letting go. So group number 3, you need to make sure that when it comes to the relationship, you need to make sure you're not chasing anything. You need to make sure that the love comes naturally to you, and you need to make sure that you don't control your self-image, group number 3, which means that you need to really like let go of having this perfect image of yourself. So you need to really show the true sides of yourself in order to let your future spouse come into your life, group number 3. So yeah, this is wonderful. Your reading is actually super compact already, that I really have a lot of things to say, which is just like being so happy, healing, playful. That, yeah, only that actually. So this is the end of your reading, group number 3, for part 1, okay? It's not over yet. So go over to part 2 in order to pick and choose the group or groups again, in order to find out a little bit more details about your future spouse, like when you will meet, how you will meet, etc., etc. And I will see you at the click of your timestamps for the part 2. And thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about it, and let me know what videos you want to see next as well. And I hope you like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Alright, welcome to part 2. We have a special guest in our part 2, which is the background rain. So bear with me, but it's okay because rain is actually a very good sign, which means like, you know, in Korean tradition, if it rains on the day of your marriage, it means that your marriage is going to last forever. it means that your marriage or relationship is going to have, washed away all the negative energy and ready for the fresh start. So with that being said, let's get started with the part 2 of our reading for on your future spouse, what we need to know, when and how, and what guidance messages you need to hear. So for our part 2, I have prepared 3 groups for you to choose from. For our group number 1, we have daily guidance from your Angel's Oracle card with the Citron. Let's take a look at it up close, feel the energy, and pick the group or groups that you feel the most drawn to. And for our group number 2, we have the Mystical Wisdom card deck with the Black Tourmaline. Really feel that energy. And for our group number 3, we have Oracle of Shadows and Light with the Red Jasper. There you go. Red Jasper. Alright. So take a moment, pause this video if you need to, and scroll down, and I will see you at the click of the timestamp of your groups or groups. Alright, so let's find out, shall we? About your future spouse. What do we need to hear? Group number 1. Fresh air. Your body needs refreshment from oxygenated air generated by grass, trees, plants, and flowers. Spend time outside today, as near to Mother Nature's cradle as possible. Open your curtains and windows to refresh your home as well. So your future spouse is going to be the one you will meet outside of your house. All right? Your future spouse is someone who will love going out in nature, who loves to feel the fresh wind against their faces. So maybe they like to go for drives, and they like to drive motorcycles, they like to hike, they like to go to waterfalls, they like to really do something with the air. Maybe some of your future spouses is going to love skydiving even. All right. Because, this is a general reading, so I'm getting all the energy, and I will just tell you everything that I feel from the card, okay? Alright, so this is telling me when and how you might meet your future spouse, group number 1. What else? Law of attraction. Even each thought is an investment that pays immediate dividends, so invest wisely. You have the power to choose your thoughts and align them with love, peace, and harmony. At your request, we will gladly attune your energies to higher frequencies. So this is group number 1, telling you that you really need to work on yourself and you really need to choose your person wisely. We all know that it's easier said than done, but you really need to stop giving bad people benefits of the doubt, group number 1. If you feel that someone is not a good person, trust your intuition, all right? And really go to the people that you feel more comfortable with in order to choose the right future spouse. All right. So one last card from this Oracle card. What do you need to hear about in relations to your future spouse? Blessing in disguise. What appears to be a problem is actually part of your answered prayer. You will understand the reasons behind your present situation as everything resolves. Trust in heaven's protection and infinite wisdom to answer your prayer in the best way. So group number 1, if you have been gone through a breakup or betrayal or some sort of trauma, you might think like, oh, what is happening to me? But actually, your angels are trying to tell you that it is actually paving the path towards your future spouse, group number 1. So right now you might be heartbroken, you might feel betrayed, but it is for a reason. You had to learn the hard lessons in order to appreciate the future spouse and in order to really find out what you really desire and what you really need in your future spouse. So yeah, this is telling you to hang in there and that your future spouse is on the way and everything is going to be better soon. All right, so let's find out about how and when you might meet your future spouse, group number 1. Okay. So your future spouse, when are you going to meet your future spouse, group number 1? Not the right time. Not now, not today, group number 1. And it is because of this blessing in disguise. Remember, you need to learn the lessons first. You need to grow as a person first in order to meet your future spouse. And it's actually a good thing, you know. I met my husband after I've gone through like a breakup, and then, you know, I learned so many lessons. And I know that if I met my husband previously, maybe like just 2 years ago, I know that we would not have clicked. I know that we would not have been together because we share like different values, we share different interests and things like that, right? So after I have gone through breakups and I learned lessons and I have developed as a person and realizing what kind of person I want in my life, like literally my whole life, then that's when I really met and manifested my husband. So yeah, it is actually blessing in disguise. And this card is telling you and confirming that this is not the right time, not today. So okay. Group number 1, you're not going to meet your future spouse anytime soon. You need to go through this hardship first in order to be with your future spouse, in order to have this law of attraction, you know. This is sort of like so beautiful actually. Law of attraction is like you need to become this version of you so that you can attract the version of your future spouse that actually complements you together, you know. It's sort of like a meal, if I may. It's sort of like a meal that's being cooked, you know. If it's too soon, it's undercooked, and if it's too long, it's overcooked. So you need to have this right timing in order to have that right law of attracted stage in your lives in order to meet your future spouse. I hope that makes sense, group number 1, what I'm saying. Okay, so yeah, now is not the right time. You're not going to meet your future spouse anytime soon yet. So I can sense that this is only after you have learned to grow as a person, learned your lessons, and do some sort of self-development and self-reflection. Okay, group number 1. But you need to go out there. That is how you will meet your future spouse. You need to go outside. You need to go out of your comfort zone. And I want to find out a bit about your future spouse job, profession, okay? What profession might they have? Environmentalist. That actually fits so well with the way that you will meet your future spouse. You're an earth angel who was born to protect, nurture, and teach about nature and the animals. Ooh. So yeah, group number 1, you're going to meet your future spouse in an outdoor setting with children or with animals. Your future spouse might be the person who is like a zookeeper or a person who loves animals, a person who grew up in sort of like the rural areas, you know, they didn't grow up in a city and they really love nature. So your future spouse really really love nature. So yeah, you're going to meet your future spouse when you're going on a field trip, when you are on a self-discovery trip out in the nature, when you're with your friends, or when you go to animal farms, for example, you might meet your future spouse in that kind of setting. Group number 1. So yeah, this is a bit more details about your love life. Group number 1. So let's get into a bit more details. What should you do today in order to develop this law of attraction energy about you? Group number 1. Group number 1, what should you do today in order to develop your law of attraction energy? Ooh, bold. Unleash your adventurous side. Take risks and be daring. All right. So go out of your comfort zone, group number 1, in order to develop, grow as a person, and meet and attract your future spouse. You really need to be more confident. You really need to go out there. Stop being outside. Stop being outside. Stop being inside, group number 1. Go outside. Go and make plans with people in order to go for a quick hike or just being outside of your own house, all right? And put yourself out there. This is what I'm getting as well, group number 1. So yeah, and this is the reading that I got for you, group number 1. So I really hope that you enjoyed it with the more details about your future spouse, how and when you're going to meet your future spouse as such. So I hope that you enjoy. If you did, like and subscribe. And I'm trying to grow my channel, so that would be so much appreciated. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you thought about this, and I'll see you next time. Welcome, group number 2. If you chose this is your extra detailed reading about your future spouse. So black tourmaline is all about that protection against negative energy and having this grounding energy, that stability, that rock. So let's get right into it. What do we need to know about your future spouse? How and when you will meet? Follow your intuition, group number 2. All right, so you really need to trust your intuition. You know, like when you date around, you know that this person is going to be the one for you. And sometimes you just reject that intuition because you don't trust yourself enough, group number 2. So you need to really trust yourself enough to follow your intuition when it comes to picking your future spouse. Live life to the fullest. So if you have been, staying inside and you have been thinking about doing things, but you have not been doing those things, make sure that you are living your life to the fullest. And this also means talk about your real feelings. Don't hide it, and really be yourself truly. Don't hide it as well. Life is too short to pretend to be someone else, and it's actually better that you are yourself and see who sort of gets attracted to you instead of trying to be another person you're not and being left for that kind of version who is not really you. Confrontation. Pick your battles wisely. All right, so if you have been feeling not confident and you beat yourself down, that is not picking your battle wisely, for example. So you need to try and think about what kind of problems you need to really solve and what kind of problems you need to just step away and realize if you're being too hard on yourself or on other people. Okay, group number 2. So I also want to know, when and how are you going to meet your future spouse? So group number 2, when are you going to meet your future spouse? When and how? When? Communicate clearly. Ooh. So you're going to meet your future husband when you have learned to communicate your feelings more clearly. So group number 2, I get the energy that you might be the person who is very like easygoing and who is chill, but at the same time you can sometimes people please, okay? I'll be real. So being a people pleaser is someone who doesn't communicate clearly. They sugarcoat things. So group number 2, be careful not to sugarcoat things, especially when you're dating around, okay? You need to really communicate clearly what is it that is a deal breaker, what is a red flag for you, what is it that you dislike. So you need to be super clear. You need to set the boundaries so strongly in order to attract your future spouse, okay? And that is how you will meet your future spouse, is when you have learned a bit of getting rid of your people pleasing behavior and when you start to communicate yourself clearly. So when and how? Helpful people. When you surround yourself with the helpful people, I can see actually like you are going to meet through mutual friends, you know, people who are going to help you and your future spouse get together. Not intentionally, it can be unintentionally as well, maybe just like mutual friends and you sort of have the same social groups, but you see each other, you don't really talk to each other, but then those people are going to sort of like push you two together to be together, if that makes sense. Forgiveness. So when you have learned to forgive yourself or people for not being exactly the way that you want them to be, and that's how and when you might meet your future spouse, group number 2. Okay, so how and when? How is you might meet through mutual friends, right? People pushing you to be together, when you have learned how to communicate clearly. And one is when you have forgiven yourself and forgiven other people in the past as well. All right, so yeah, that's good actually. I like it that we don't have like, okay, in 3 months, in 1 year. That is not how it works sometimes, right? It is when you have accomplished something, that is when you will attract the right people, such as your future spouse. So I want to know a bit about your future spouse profession, so let's get into it a bit. What is your future spouse profession? Author. Ooh, your future spouse might be a writer. They love to express themselves through writing, and they are good storyteller, group number 2. When you meet them, they talk, but you know, they express themselves better when they are being listened to very carefully, because they tell their stories in a way that is like an author almost, you know? You don't want to miss one detail or else you miss everything. So yeah, group number 2, your future spouse is going to be someone who is an author, who loves to express themselves through storytelling or writing. And this is a general reading, so I will draw more cards to see who your future spouse can be. Travel. So your future spouse can be a remote worker, like a digital nomad, or someone who just has it figured out by working through traveling, you know, like travel YouTuber, for example. All right, so group number 2, what can you do to attract your future spouse? Let's hear some guidance from your angels on how you can really attract your future spouse. Infinite supply. You are supplied for today and all of your tomorrows. Wow. So you need to really believe in yourself, in your ability, group number 2, that you are born to share the love that you have with the people around you, and that you have got abundance of it. So group number 2, maybe you have been feeling dejected because some people rejected you, and you have been feeling as though, will I ever be able to love another person again? The answer is yes, because you have infinite supply of love, group number 2. So yeah, you need to trust in yourself. True love. Oh, the romantic stars in your heart have prepared the universe to deliver great love to you. This is a confirmation card, group number 2, that your future spouse is going to love you for who you are. You don't have to change anything, okay? You just have to develop and grow. So yeah, this is more of the detail part 2 for you, reading for you group number 2. So I hope you enjoyed it. Let me know what you thought about it. And thank you for watching. Subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Hey, welcome group number 3. This is more of your detailed reading about your future spouse, what you need to know, how and when you might meet. Red Jasper is all about the grounding, calm, balance energy. And let's put it right here. And let's find out what should we know. Back off. Ooh. So this card is actually telling you to, so straightforward. I love this card. It's telling you to, get rid of all the negative energy, group number 3. And that means all the people that bring negative energy in your life, group number 3. And that is how you will attract your future spouse, is by eliminating those people and situations that bring negative energy towards your life. And it can even be from you, group number 3. I will be real. It can be you, like the inner thoughts of you that thinks you're not lovable, or the parts of you that is insecure, that you think, other people are prettier, so they are more lovable, which is not true, group number 3. So you really need to work on your self-confidence as well, group number 3, in order to really attract your future spouse. All right, let's see what else we have. Okay, intoxication, distorted view, overindulgent. So group number 3, I can see that right now you might be partying too much or drinking too much, and you might be having a little bit too much fun, group number 3. So you need to make sure that you're not overindulging in those things. And also, distorted view tells you that you are going to have to fix your self-image, group number 3. You are going to need to do self-reflections. You need to do a lot of grounding exercises. You need to get out there in nature, touch grass, and you need to really appreciate and value the parts of yourself, group number 3. So I don't know why you have been acting this way, because it seems like it's not the usual yourself, group number 3. So yeah, you need to really be able to figure out the real reason why you have been acting in these ways that are not really your normal healthy self, group number 3. And only when you have eliminated these bad energy from yourself and from other people are you going to be able to attract your future spouse, group number 3. So you are going, how, right? How will you meet your future spouse? It is when you have eliminated these things, okay? So let's see one more card. Healing from heartache. Okay. Group number 3. Now I know why. I think you have been broken up, or you have had a breakup and a fallout not long ago. Group number 3. And this is why you have been acting not like yourself, and it's showing, okay? So you need to really heal from this breakup, group number 3. Do everything in order to heal in a healthy way, okay? Not in an unhealthy way. So what is healing in a healthy way? You need to go out there. You need to exercise. You need to talk to the people you really trust, to the close friends you trust about your experience. Do not get back in touch with your ex or the people that have made you heartbroken, okay? Because people who broke your heart, they cannot be the ones to fix you. Imagine if a snake bites you, okay? Are you going to tell the snake, hey, why did you bite me? Heal me now. Can the snake do that? No, because they don't care. And it is in their nature to bite you, and in their nature to be toxic. So you need to make sure that you are the one doing the healing work, not other people. You need to start taking control. I'm being very real, group number 3. I hope you appreciate my honesty. And this is all for you, actually, group number 3. This is everything you need to hear, not what you want to hear, to attract that future spouse, group number 3. Okay. And also this can be about overindulgence, as in overeating and bad habits, okay? Maybe you are extrovert by nature, but you have been introverted just because, So you need to get back into the healthiest version of yourself in order to attract your future spouse, okay? So I want to know, when will you meet your future spouse? Let's take a look at it. When you will meet your future spouse. No. Not now. That is not now for sure, because you are going through the hard period of your life and you need to do a lot of healing work, okay, in order. So if not now, when? If not now, when? Wait. You see, you need to really take the time to heal. You need to wait for your future spouse, because you need to really take this time to work on yourself, and it's not about love right now for you, group number 3. So you need to really love yourself first, love your life first, and really be able to face your demons, okay, group number 3. I hope the best for you. And let's find out a bit about your future spouse job. What kind of job might they have? Ooh, okay. Infinite abundance. Okay, so your future spouse probably come from silver spoon. Is that the word in English? I'm not a native speaker of English, by the way. So yeah, this is a person who comes from the silver spoon, the person who is come from a wealthy family, yeah. So they are people who they don't really know the struggle of making money on their own. Or another possibility is that your future spouse is someone who is self-made. They are entrepreneur. They work hard to get to where they are, and they know how to get there. So they know all about those business, how those works, how making process works, those kind of things, okay? And this is a general reading, so I need to make sure to give all of you a good reading. So I will draw more cards to find out about the job that your future spouse may have. Children. Ooh, so your future spouse might be like a kindergarten teacher, elementary school teacher, or someone who just takes care of children, or even animals, takes care of animals, and maybe plants also. Yeah, a lot of energy from your future spouse. So group number 3, what can you do to attract your future spouse? A message from your angels to reach to your future spouse safely for group number 3. Purification. It's time for a cleansing, detoxification of your body and mind. Yeah, this is confirming. You need to heal, group number 3. I really hope the best for you, actually, group number 3, because I know that heartache definitely takes a toll on all of us, and it is definitely the hardest thing to get over is a heartache, and whatever feeling that you might be going through, which is deep, of course, depression maybe. So yeah, you need to really force yourself to have the healthy habits again. It is easier to say than done, but I know that you can do it, group number 3. I am cheering you on. Prosperity. The universe is pouring its abundance out to you. Be open to receiving. So group number 3, when someone tells you, let's go out, just say yes. Do not isolate yourself, okay? Whatever it is, just say yes. Don't say no. Okay, and really heal yourself and trust that everything is working out in your favor. And if today feels like it's not really worth it, make sure that you live on, and you will get better, and you will realize that, wow, life is actually worth living. So yeah, I really hope that you heal, group number 3. I feel a lot of deep energy from you, and I hope the best for you, for real. So this is the end of your reading, and I hope that you enjoyed. Let me know what you thought about the reading, group number 3. And yeah, I hope that you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and I will see you in my next video. Thank you for watching.